Hello guys, welcome back. There was a time when 1911 pistols seemed the only reasonable choice when looking for a .45 ACP handgun. But Glock turned the tables with G21, as it was the first of its kind to offer 13+1 rounds in .45 ACP caliber. Furthermore, the affordable price tag of this handgun at the time of its release also made things more exciting. Even though the price has increased over the years, it remains one of the most popular .45 ACP even after almost a decade after its release, and for the right reasons. Most of you may have forgotten how the gun community was clamoring for the .45 ACP version of the Tactical series, especially after the release of the G35. So, when the Glock released the G41, it was almost a wish come true for those who have served in law enforcement agencies. It was a standard size handgun that was perfect for people with medium to large hands. Plus, the fact that it chambered in the .45 ACP was an added bonus for civilians and law enforcement alike. That said, things have changed since its release, as there are several other popular .45 ACP handguns that are not 1911. Sig Sauer P220 Legion, Walter PPQ, .45 ACP, and Smith & Wesson M&P 45 Shield are a few of them. So the question is whether purchasing Glock 41 in 2023 makes sense. Well, it depends on your preferences and what exactly you want from the gun. As for Glock 41, it's one of the most effective guns for the purpose it is designed for. Why? It is exactly what I'll discuss in this video. Let's get into it. Design and ergonomics. Let me start with the design and tell you straight up that if you are looking for a concealed carry, my friends, this gun is not for you. Despite being lightweight, the G41 has a 5.31-inch long barrel, which is not an ideal weapon to hide under your clothes. As for those who are looking for a standard duty gun, this gun checks all the boxes. It offers a rather slim profile and a large grip, making it easier to hold. People with small hands may find it difficult to access controls, but it is just right for others. Glock has removed the slide cutout in G41 to reduce mass, a feature that is often seen in competition handguns. It makes this pistol easier to carry, something which the likes of Springfield 5.25 lack. The dust cover on the G41 is also longer than G21, which makes a nice opening for foreign objects and allows front sight replacement. One thing that I absolutely love about the Gen 4 Glocks is the finger grooves on the grips. I know most of you do not like it, which is why Gen 5 releases do not come with it, but I think it gives me more control over the gun. The aggression on the grip is just enough, which provides an incredible grip without causing any fatigue. Another feature that I appreciate is the pattern at the front of the trigger guard, which, even though I rarely use it, people who rest their fingers on it will find it comfortable. The slide and magazine releases are not ambidextrous, so left-handed shooters may find it slightly more challenging to access them. As a 4th Gen model, it lacks the front serrations that are introduced in the Gen 5 models, which is unfortunate because that makes racking the slide a lot easier. Since it is a tactical handgun, the Picatinny rail is also available, where you can mount your favorite accessories. Reliability. Reliability has never been a concern with any of Glock's offerings, and the case is the same with G41. It is not a handgun that I use as a daily driver, but every now and then, I take it out on the range and fire a couple of magazines. I have never run into a jam or any problem. That said, I do lubricate it every once in a while. Furthermore, the handgun is not picky about the types of ammunition. I've used everything from steel-cased imports to defense-grade +P hollow points, which it has never failed to cycle. Trigger and safeties. The trigger on the G41 is characteristic Glock. You'll either love it or replace it as soon as you get the chance. It offers a trigger pull of 5.5 pounds and travel of 0.49 inches, in addition to a short reset. Anyone who has used a Glock before will likely have no problem with it, but for those coming from 1911s, the trigger may have to be replaced with a new one. As for safeties, it is a safe action pistol and contains 3 independent safeties, which are also found in some other models of Glocks. These include drop safety, firing pin safety, and drop safety. Sights. Like the trigger, there is not much to talk about when it comes to sights. It features standard polymer sights, which I will never like, especially with the present price of the handgun, but that does not mean the sights are ineffective. It is just I expect a little better from Glock. Some brands equip them with better sights than the Glock, despite the low prices of their handguns. The front sight is a polymer white dot, and the rear sight is a white bracket containing 2 adjustment screws to adjust the width. Again, it is not an exceptional system, but it can get the job done. On the range, I still remember how impressed the G41 left me when I first fired it on the range. Despite a long slide, the handgun felt incredibly light and well balanced. Load the magazine to capacity, and you will feel like the gun ends at the trigger guard. It is because the gun swings like a short-barreled semi-auto rather than a typical long-slide handgun. As for recoil, it is very manageable, especially when you compare it with its compact counterparts. However, it must be said that it is not better than G21. I have experienced similar recoil with most ammunition, but some rounds exhibited more recoil and muzzle rise. While it is not a deal-breaker, it is a false advertisement on the part of Glock. As per the manufacturer, the longer barrel helps reduce the recoil, which is true in theory, but not in this case. You see, the increase in the barrel and slide length can reduce the recoil, but only if the elongation also adds more mass. However, in the case of G41, the length has been increased, but is followed by a decrease in weight rather than an increase. Hence, the recoil on the handgun is a wee bit higher than G21. Despite that, the handgun is easier to control and offers very little muzzle rise. You would not have to adjust the grip or require the target every shot, even if you are half a decent shooter. Furthermore, while I'm not a fan of the sights, I must say in a well-lit environment, you will likely not run into any accuracy-related issues. Should you buy it in 2023? You see, there is no straight answer to it. When the G41 was first released, its price tag was not as expensive as it is now. Plus, there were few options in the standard size category of the 45 ACP apart from the 1911s. But things have changed with new brands coming in. You can pick from several options, quite possibly at much lower prices. However, that does not mean those handguns will offer the same quality and performance as the G41. Quite frankly, the only issue with the G41 is a slightly bigger size, making things a bit challenging for people with small hands. But again, I'm not sure whether it should be discussed as a problem because the larger size makes it so good for people with medium and large hands in the first place. You see, even if you nitpick, you cannot find much wrong in this handgun. If you want to purchase this gun in 2023, there are 4 questions that you should ask yourself. Do you need a concealed carry 45 ACP? Do you mind the hefty price tag? Do you have small hands? Would you rather prefer 1911? If the answer to all these questions is no, frankly, there is no reason why you should not purchase this weapon. It is one of the most capable weapons that can be used for competition and home defense alike. I think that sums it up for this video. Let me know if I've missed anything in the comments section, and stay connected with the channel for more updates. As always, I will see you in the next one.